Why NFTs aren't worth it for artists or humanity at large. At some point during this year, you might have encountered the abbreviated term NFT on the internet. Most often, this is in reference to digital artwork or other images being sold and purchased online for what can be colossal amounts of money. For example, an entire series of NFTs known as the Lazy Lions, all of them simple cartoon depictions of lions with assorted expressions and articles of fashion on them, has sold for $1.93 million in total, with a statistically average price for a Lazy Lion NFT amounting approximating 5.6 grand. Over the course of 2021, the NFT market has ballooned, with websites such as crypto.com and OpenSea being dedicated to the selling and auctioning of these images. As a professional digital artist myself, it would not be honest of me if I said that I wasn't tempted by this trend at first. Full-time artists like myself commonly struggle with earning enough income to get through life as independent citizens, in no small part because customers willing to pay for commissions or printed copies of our work can be few and far between for most of us. If people are willing to pay several grand for simple cartoon portraits of lions or alternatively apes in NFT form, then one can be forgiven for thinking that selling our works on the burgeoning NFT scene might be lucrative for themselves. However, I have since changed my mind about NFTs. I no longer think they are worth it for artists like me and can in fact have undesirable consequences not only for ourselves but also all of humanity. But first, I must explain what the hell an NFT is. The term NFT is short for non-fungible token. Each NFT is a unique and non-interchangeable unit of data that is recorded in a sort of digital ledger known as a blockchain. Previously, blockchains have been used as a basis for special virtual currencies, also known as cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which have proven particularly popular with right-wing libertarians as well as criminals since they operate independently of any national government, unlike conventional currencies. Just as people would record transactions paid with cryptocurrencies in their blockchains, now they use the same technology to record NFTs they have obtained. How does this apply to art? Herein lies the catch. When someone buys an NFT based on a piece of digital artwork, what they are buying is not the artwork itself, but a unique digital receipt saying they own that artwork, which goes into their blockchain ledger. Nothing is printed and shipped to their home, nor is any new artwork created for their use as in a commission. All these guys have really purchased is a little note that says, I have owned this. If you think about it, this is not the only thing that can be made into an NFT. One could theoretically download any image from the internet and use it to sell NFTs. And indeed, many unscrupulous individuals have profited off making NFTs out of artwork they have stolen from others. We artists already have enough of a problem with thieves using our work to sell products without permission or compensation, and yet the rise of NFTs appears to have aggravated this ancient ill even further. This, by itself, might not deter an artist from making NFTs of their own work, any more than earlier forms of art theft had discouraged us from sharing and selling our work. Personally, though, I have decided that I am more honored by people buying a physical print of my work to exhibit at home or in public, or pay me to make new artwork for them, than I am by someone buying a mere digital receipt for their blockchain that claims they own a work I created. But, as I said earlier, I can see why other artists might want to take advantage of the growing NFT market. That being said, there is still a fundamental problem with NFTs as a concept, and for that matter, anything based on blockchain technology, and that is that the entire process of recording transactions on these blockchains consumes a shockingly high amount of electric energy, due in large part to its computational complexity. One simple transaction on a blockchain platform like Ethereum, which is popular with NFT vendors, can consume over 180 kilowatts of energy, exceeding 6 days' worth of electric consumption for the average American household. The average NFT transaction can be even higher than that, reaching up to 340 kilowatts on some websites, which equates to a typical resident of the European Union's consumption of electricity over 1 month. One shudders to think of the collective electric footprint of all the NFTs that have been sold to blockchains all over the world. In a world where we got all our electricity from nuclear or renewable sources as we should, this might not seem so bad. But in the real world, we are still predominantly dependent on fossil fuels like coal, natural gas, and petroleum to produce our electricity, among other technologies. This continues to flood our atmosphere with an excess of greenhouse gases at a rate unprecedented over hundreds of millennia, with disastrous effects on our global climate that kill more than 150,000 human beings every year. Mind you, most of these greenhouse gas emissions, about 71%, are coming from the activities of only 100 major corporations, rather than all the NFTs combined so far. But considering that NFTs amount to nothing more than glorified receipts and online ledgers, they are not worth the digital wounds they inflict upon our planet. Every artist wants to profit from their work, but nobody, artist or not, wants to live in an overcooked world. So while we are still dependent on destructive fossil fuels for our electrical needs, I would not recommend any artist bothering with NFTs at all.